Hello and welcome back to Serie A Spotlight. We're your hosts Jake
And Matt.
You know what time it is!
I can't tell you guys enough how much you've been my internal monologue when thinking about football for the last year.
Yes! Amazing! We get to record while drinking some wine. Jake and I will have a very special soft spot for Salernitana.
we love him.
We love him. Stop zooming in on Allegri's face, bro. You're gonna make
How
me
are you
break.
exposing me?
Because you're gonna make me break, man. Okay, we can go. Hello Spotheads and welcome back to another episode of Serie A Spotlight. It is the 1st of July and this is episode number 180 and we're your hosts Matt
And Jake.
and today we are announcing our new producer after 179 episodes and multiple minutes of recording. Finally all of the editing is off our hands and onto our producers.
Yes, we are talking about over 21,000 minutes of chat, and thanks to our lovely patrons, we have finally been able to bring a producer on board, and he'll be helping us with the runnings of the show and of course improving our video product. So if you are someone who listens on Spotify, do consider listening on YouTube from now on, as we will have some visuals to help the episode, plus as well some different shots, different angles and everything like that, so you can see us in more detail.
Yeah, just a massive facelift overall. Today, what are we doing on the episode? We are introducing you to our producer, Nik, who joins us today. Hello, Nik. How are you doing, brother?
Hello, I'm feeling very, very good right now. Very excited to be on this podcast. I am 21 years of age. I am a university student. I am interning here for my university course, basically, you can say. I'm a United fan, which means that I haven't felt real happiness since 2013. I hate my club because they sold McTominay to Napoli, and we can all see how well that went down. And pretty much, yeah, that's it. I'm very excited to be here. Not really a big Serie A guy though. Not very big into Serie A football. Not very, because I'm not like a fan of it or anything. It's just not something I'm interested in as much as, the Premier League, which I am very up to date with when it comes to I go on FPL, I do that stuff, and I came first in my league.
Nice.
Last
Legend.
that season that just passed. So yeah, that's about it and my football knowledge kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we, first of all, that is probably going to change, hopefully. We will be using this episode and this time to let you in on some inside jokes on the podcast, the ins and outs of the league, some crazy things that have happened in the league as well. We've got some things set up, and hopefully we can get you to watch a few more games. We will be testing your knowledge as well. We have some questions for you, just as you have a few questions for us.
Hold on, about Premier League?
No, about Serie
A, baby.
Yes, just to see where you stand. Like
Exactly.
I tell these guys I'm not into Serie A, and they come with quiz questions. What do they expect me to do?
No, because let me tell you, there are some regrets about getting a Prem head producer.
Okay.
So
Wow.
we'd like to expose you a little bit.
the great thing is that you offer a completely different outlook, a completely different perspective, and that's something that I think this show needs, because Matt and I find ourselves agreeing very often.
Oh, so much.
Yeah, so we do need someone to challenge us and to come up with a fresh perspective every now and then.
Yes.
Exactly. So that's where you come in. Before we do get anything, I do want to shout out our media partners, Benevo Bid. Guys, check the link in our description. You can get autographed items from top players, including some match-issued kits, including a match-issued Retegui kit signed by the entire Nazionale at the moment. Go in, get your bids in, sport some sick merch signed by autographed legends. And yeah, 90% of the proceeds also go to a local charity called Puttino Cares. So double whammy, really.
Yes, it's for a good cause. So you get to, get yourself a kit and feel good about it for not having, usually you buy a kit, you're like, shit, I spent so much on this t-shirt, and you feel bad wearing it and all that. This is a kit you don't wear, You buy it, it's a piece, you can frame it, keep it at home, you know.
Yeah.
It's signed, it's sick, you know.
And it's an auction as well. There isn't a set price. You could go in early or late, see what makes sense, see what doesn't. So too many perks. So click on our link in bio. Benevo bid.
Yes. Nick, shall we ask you the questions before you ask us the questions? What do you
Yes,
think?
yes. I think my questions come in last.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
That's
your
the best
questions
idea.
probably require quite a lot of debate and
Possibly.
chat.
Possibly.
So we'll just get started. I have the first question for you.
Okay.
Who are Roma's bitter rivals?
Oh my god. No, okay. Okay, this might be bad.
It's okay, you can learn as you go. You know, we have many listeners who don't know the league that well, so this is actually an opportunity for them maybe to learn as
Exactly.
well. Guess.
Oh, I don't want to say Juventus. I might. Do I have to give enough final answer?
Shall we just give you a hint?
Yes.
In Italy, like most places, it's mainly the location that
yes.
causes rivalries.
Yes.
So think of it's like the Manchester Derby equivalent.
Yes. So they're both in Rome.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. This is on the outskirts of
Oh,
Rome,
I'm
and
really bad
Romans
at
tell them that
geography,
they're
man.
not from Rome.
I'm so bad at geography.
The stereotype and the general idea of this team is that they have fascist roots.
Lazio.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We are talking about the team that have recently recalled the grandchild of Mussolini.
Exactly,
Oh
and that's
my
something
God.
that we
I'm so embarrassed that I got that at fascism.
we want to fill you in on this actually. Romano Floriani Mussolini is a descendant of Mussolini, and he will be playing with Lazio next season. As it stands, he was on loan at Juve Stabia last season, where he played 33 games. He got 1 goal and 2 assists, and was a key player for them in a very good season for Juve Stabia last year.
I also just want to take this time to go like, no beef with the kid.
No beef.
No beef with him whatsoever.
Yeah. So far?
we wish you so far. We'll see what you do in your 50s.
Or on the pitch when
or-
you score.
Yes, best of luck to him. Nick,
Yes. Here we
name 3 Juve players.
go. Okay, easy. Go get them Keenan Yildiz. Weston McKennie.
Very
Nice.
good.
Where?
Nice.
Very
We
good.
got that. We
Very
got
good.
that.
He's gone for 2 Americans and a Turk, huh?
There we go.
Shout out to all my Juventus fans out there.
Yeah.
I know a few off the top of my head. Like very good people.
Yeah, popular club in Malta. Good people. That's a different conversation for a different day.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay. How many Italian teams have won the Champions League?
Oh, interesting. Okay, so Milan for
Mhm.
sure have Inter.
Yeah.
Not recently at least.
Yeah.
Juventus.
Yeah.
That's 3. Let's go for. Oh, Napoli's an interesting one. Do I go for Napoli? Or is it 3? I want to say Napoli as well.
No, it's
No,
3.
it's
Yes,
not. It's 3. Okay,
Yeah,
interesting.
But you're close.
Interesting. Okay, McTominay, I believe, will get them. That's
Yeah, maybe.
I still support my boy.
Yeah, that would be massive for Napoli. Can you imagine? They'd be
Man.
drunk for
That'd be
3 years.
insane.
They didn't win it with Maradona, and we see how they support their legends and
Yeah.
how they honor their legends. So if anyone is involved in them winning the Champions League, let's just say the guy that scores in the final is gonna have a statue.
He's gonna
on
have
the pitch.
an entire generation of people named after him. Many generations of people. named
Literally,
after him, so-
Scott.
Scotty.
Exactly.
Nick,
Yes.
who did Shevchenko play for?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Bro, you're speaking Chinese, right?
Yeah, you're
Andriy
21 now.
Shevchenko.
That's something I often forget about Nick.
Yes,
that you're
I'm
21 years old.
21, I'm 04.
Mm.
04.
04 is crazy.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Me.
our 04 listeners.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna give out a guess. Maybe you can give me a hint.
Okay, Shevchenko.
What
He's
the
a
hell are we
Ukrainian striker.
Okay.
He has won this club the Champions League,
doing? Mhm.
so it's narrowed down to
You're
those
narrowed
3
down to the
teams.
3.
Yeah.
Shevchenko. Okay. I'm gonna say Inter. No.
They wish.
Milan?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow.
We need to get you on those Shevchenko highlights, man.
That's
The
the
goal
wrong-
against Juve is the one to watch.
That's the wrong one to get wrong here.
Yeah.
I could see the disappointment in your face when I said Inter. I feel like Juventus would have been a better wrong answer.
It's true. But alas. Yeah. Let's go to the next one. Complete the team name. Hellas.
Verona.
Nice.
Very
okay.
good.
There we
bro.
go. There we go.
In 2006, there was a historic scandal that took place in Serie A, which led to one of the top teams getting relegated to Serie B.
Oh, interesting.
Mhm. You were 2 years old.
You were 2 years old
No
when
chance I
this
know
happened.
this.
It's
Let's
known
just
as Calcio.
It's known as Calciopoli for match-fixing scandals after they wiretapped the phones of referees and
Okay.
club owners, sporting directors alike, and found some irregularities,
Okay.
obviously.
Interesting.
Who was this top team that got relegated to Serie B in 2006?
Top
The
team?
same year Italy won the World Cup.
A top team. So, can we get a bit of a hint in terms of, so you, by the way, you mean top team, you mean one of the
Yeah.
One of the
I'll give
big
you a hint.
boys.
big boys.
Zlatan was playing for this team and he left when they got relegated.
Zlatan has played for so many teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
The
then
one
many
that's-
legends stayed on and made a name for themselves.
Yes.
the one that stands out to me was that's the one I remember is Milan.
No.
No, it wasn't Milan. No.
No.
It's
He did not play for Inter.
No.
He did play for Inter.
Bro, what the hell was Zlatan? Can we talk about this?
Yeah.
Inter and Milan, that's insane.
Yes,
Yeah.
bro. Yes.
And-
yes. there was Balotelli who had that as well.
Yeah.
Çalhanoğlu had that.
Roberto
To be
Baggio.
fair, bro,
Çalhanoğlu.
Pirlo had both Inter and Milan. Seedorf had both
Milan
Inter and
Inter,
Milan.
yeah.
I won't say more because that's some of our questions. But the team in 2006 that got relegated was actually Juve.
Oh.
And that is where the likes of Nedved, Buffon, and Del Piero became legends of the club.
I believe even Trezeguet, don't quote me on that, but I
Could be
believe so.
Trezeguet as well.
Interesting.
So they stayed on. They instantly got re-promoted, and then there was even a period where they won 9 Scudetti in a row.
Wow.
After that,
Okay.
and Cannavaro left Juve after they got relegated to join Real Madrid, and he lifted the World Cup and the Ballon d'Or
Yeah.
Whoa.
that season.
Whoa,
So, yeah.
crazy.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's some Laura.
There you go. There you go. Now you know, brother. This is the beauty of joining us on the podcast,
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
It's an educational experience.
You're a Prem expert, and now you're gonna be a footballing expert.
I'm growing. I'm
After
growing.
this.
You're growing. This is
Growing
growing.
my football knowledge.
In the 1940s,
Who
Torino.
invaded Poland?
Open up the history book, dust on it.
in the
Great highways, the
1940s,
best highways.
Torino were the best team in Italy. They were known as Il Grande Torino. They won 5 league titles. 10 of their 11 players played with the Italian national team. What happened to that team?
Okay, repeat the question.
So Torino in the 1940s were a powerhouse in Italian
Yes,
football.
yes.
They
Okay.
won 5 league
So
titles.
okay, so you're saying that they basically became basically what United are today, they were dominating the leagues, and then
Yeah.
Something stopped them from continuing their dominant streak.
Yes, it
Okay.
was limited to the 40s. Something happened.
Okay. And it's not a massive manager leaving or a great
No,
manager
No,
leaving.
Think
no,
worse.
no.
Think worse. I am lost. This is such an open-ended question.
It's
that's the
true.
issue.
It's true.
What can I get as a hint? I need a hint here. I need a hint.
It was a disaster.
It was a
It was a
Yes.
fucking disaster,
Uh-huh.
bro.
I feel like I'm gonna have to go extreme. But
yeah,
I can't say.
go as extreme as you
Oh,
can.
I have a great hint.
I can't.
I have a great hint.
happened recently.
No. Something happened. The same thing happened to your club. Busby's Babes or whatever they call them.
Oh, so a tragedy,
Tragedy,
yeah.
an extreme tragedy. Does it have to do with the World War?
No.
But they lost a lot of players.
18
Like
of them.
died.
Yeah.
Yes.
but that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy, bro.
Crazy.
Plane crash.
Yeah.
Wow.
Plane crash. They were playing
Just
against
like
Benfica
Bobsy-
in
Bobsy
the exactly. They're playing against Benfica, I believe, in the Cup Winners' Cup. I think it was back then. And the fans were awaiting their arrival at the airport. It was super foggy, kind of like Stalingrad. And the plane crashed. And everyone died. I believe even on board was the owner or founder of
a
like
newspaper.
of a newspaper, either Tuttosport. He lost his life in that as well. But just for context on how big Torino were, bro, Italy, who were one of the best nations back then, alongside the likes of Brazil, so on and so forth, 10 of their starters were Torino players, bro.
And Italy were super back then because Mussolini believed that having a good football team was like it represented their military status.
Okay,
So he had the
alright.
team super
Okay.
organized and like
Interesting,
invested a
interesting.
lot in the team. Yeah.
Wow, so literally very, very similar to Munich air disaster. You know what I do know about that? I can give you some information on fun fact. And I don't know, you guys might know, but basically we had a really good connection with Real Madrid at the time, as at United, when the Munich air disaster happened. And the reason why we did not go like down as a club, like, and didn't lose the dominance, kind of, and actually got better after that, because with Sir Matt Busby we were great, but we kept it going until, like, you know, Sir Alex, stuff like that.
Won the treble in '99.
Yes. It's because we had such good ties with Real Madrid.
Oh, good.
And Real Madrid like saw that and gave us a lot of like help and support when it comes to players, money. I can't remember the exact details, but that's I know for a fact Real Madrid were there to save our asses.
Real are known for that as much as Florentino Perez at times, like with the Super League, so on and so forth. They're almost terrorists of football in many ways. And I think that football fans would, a lot of them would agree with me, taking nothing away from the pedigree of the club, obviously. But even I remember there was a disaster in Haiti. I think it was a tsunami and an earthquake. It was crazy. There were like 2 days packed with natural disasters in Haiti, and Real Madrid were one of those clubs just pumping money into the country, and helping them out. So Real are absolutely known for that.
Yeah,
Nice. A tough question.
It was also, I mean, for United, a good opportunity to start looking at youth, right? I mean, take that with a pinch of salt, because but it did bring to life, you know, Giggs, Scholes, the Nevilles, David Beckham, so on and so forth.
It's a dark part of our history, but it's like one that's kind of ignited a big part of our history as well.
Exactly.
Kind of have to, like, rest in peace to all of them. Like really, really sad, especially Torino as well. Like crazy that they're still suffering to this day, like from that kind of thing. Like that's insane how that shit happened. Like crazy.
Lives, football,
Terrible.
humans.
Crazy.
Who was the top scorer last season?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Il capocannoniere. If you want a hint, the look you're giving me suggests that you'd like a hint.
I'm torn between two players.
Okay.
Ooh, who are they?
Scott No, it's not. Okay, Martinez leave out of the question because I feel like I'm out of it. But I feel like he's there, like just lingering. But I think it's wrong.
Martinez was 2 seasons ago.
Yes, there we go. That's why it's ringing a bell. I want to say Scott McTominay.
No, he got
No.
MVP.
He got MVP, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This player is.
Can you give me a hint before the?
Yes, he's
Okay.
Italian.
Yeah, he's Italian. He scored against Malta when he I think it was his Italy debut, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm going to get.
And he plays for Atalanta.
Gonna get. When you said Atlanta, I thought Lukman instantly, but no, not Italian. Wow, I'm lost.
You know him. I think the name just isn't coming to mind. Let's just say Benevobid, our media partners, have a match issued kit by him.
Oh, here we go.
Yes, let's whoop it
Here we
out.
go.
I
Let's
think
go
it's
on to Jay.
I think it's perfect. Look at that for a kit, man. Just,
The grand reveal.
look at that.
Oh.
Turn it around.
Oh, okay. You told me that I know of him. I do not know of him. I simply know that, like, you guys mentioned the kit a couple of times. Like I've seen the past episodes, and like I've seen it at the very beginning, like signed or Teggy kit, and you just mentioned it.
Yeah.
So he was poached from Argentina.
Okay.
He played a decent season at Genoa where he impressed, but he had quite a few injuries. He formed quite a good duo with Goodmanson, who's a player who plays for Fiorentina nowadays. And yes, he broke Pippo Inzaghi's record for being capocannoniere at Atalanta.
Okay.
He outscored him by 1 as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
and actually he ended up at Atalanta. It was crazy. Because Atalanta had just signed Scamacca the season before, and Scamacca is he's a fantastic player. He gives you grit, he gives you technique, he gives you finishing, long range
Scamacca, I do
shooting.
know, yes.
Just does the perfect person to ping the ball to. Really, he essentially in pre-season tore his entire leg, man. Tore his entire leg,
Wow.
and then
I remember someone talking about this.
His
Yes.
entire
probably
leg
me
collapsed.
at work.
Yes,
Me and Nick work together, by the way, guys. I haven't mentioned
I'm
that.
remembering it. Oh my god, it was during the Euros.
Uh-huh.
Or was it pre-season or Euros?
Probably
Pre-season,
pre-season.
pre-season.
Probably
Okay.
pre-season. But basically they launched a bit for him. Everyone's like, reactionary. But capocannoniere, the same season, his debut season at Atalanta, second season in Italy, because he's essentially, by the way, Argentine Italian.
Yeah.
So
Argentalian.
Argentalian.
Like all of them.
Exactly. pretty much. Your turn.
So, which city is Fiorentina from?
Which city is Fiorentina from? I want to say, my thought was Fiorentina, but no. I want to say Palermo.
No.
No.
Venice?
No.
No.
Wow.
Fiorentina.
I'm really
Fiorentina and the-
making
and the
a fool
machine.
out of my... You guys are making a fool out of me, like, an absolute fool
If we
out
were
of
to
me.
tell you Fiorentina and the machine.
Yeah, and the machine. Fiorentina and the machine.
Flores.
Yeah.
I'm getting the lamest hints correct. Like, well, I don't know if the fascism one was the lame one, but
Fascism and Florence and the machine.
these hints are like really making me look stupid.
You're new to the league,
This is
brother.
called a baptism of fire.
Yeah, but
Yes,
bro,
it
you know
is.
what we're gonna be doing in 100 episodes from now?
Uh-huh.
Looking back at this episode and saying, "Fuck
Oh.
me, look where you started."
A
bro."
reaction video. Of
Exactly.
Like us laughing towards
Boom.
it.
Book it in.
You're gonna be watching the most obscure players this season, bro, and bringing them up on the pod. You're gonna be like, man, this Warren Bondo's really good.
You asked the next one because you had 7 and I have 5.
Yes,
so-
okay. Name 4 current Manchester United players who have featured in Serie A.
Oh my god.
You got this, bro.
Christ
This
almighty.
one you've got.
Okay, Beckham.
Current.
Current.
Oh,
Yes.
current. Oh, I
Current,
didn't hear
yes.
that.
However, yes, Beckham, yes, correct.
What do you mean? So in the current team?
In the current
that
team.
Okay, Højlund.
Højlund, yes.
Easy.
exactly.
Højlund. Don't get me started. Anyways.
'Cause you buy the wrong
Højlund.
ones.
Exactly.
What? Sorry.
You buy the wrong ones.
Oh, yeah, true. So true. That's for another day when we
Yeah.
discuss some other transfers where I can be like, yeah, these guys' transfers are shit just like us. Because I'll have a whole episode talking about United transfers. But anyway. So Højlund. I'm thinking through our entire team. This might take an interesting amount of time. Bruno Fernandes
Yes,
was
yes,
in the
bro.
Italian.
Absolutely.
Yes, he was. He
bro.
was at
Yes, he was in
Sampdoria.
Italy.
And I believe
Was he at
potentially-
Lazio?
He got
No,
homesick.
not Lazio, but I think Udinese, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
Double check that.
you might be right.
He got homesick and he went back to Portugal because he was young when he went, if I am not mistaken.
Yo,
So I
that's-
saw a
that's-
TikTok about
That's
it.
knowledge. Okay, that's
Well, this is fucking
something's
up.
happening to Jake's
iPad,
iPad.
yes.
But okay, that's 2.
That's 2.
You definitely
So,
have 2 more.
2 more.
Signed very recently, both of them.
Oh, yeah.
He was at Udinese,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Udinese and Sampdoria. Man, 86 appearances for Udinese.
Fuck
And
me.
10 goals.
Bruno
So
Fernandes.
after 86 appearances, I might be wrong on the thing, but I'm quite sure he got homesick. Was he young? How long ago was this?
So this, we're talking 2013, he joined Udinese, and then 2017, he left Sampdoria to join Sporting.
There
you might be
go,
right.
bro.
Okay.
Left
interesting.
Sampdoria.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow. All right.
2 more.
2 more.
Very recent signings.
I'm going through. No, I'm not sure it's from Atletico. Okay, thinking. Kobe was homegrown. Wow, I'm blanking at just thinking about the team. Like it's a very. I mean,
Yeah.
going to our team. Zirkzee.
Nice, nice.
Zirkzee.
Then
That's true.
How did I
One
forget
more.
Zirkzee?
He's a new arrival,
this one's
and he's
very likely your most recent signing, not in the summer market though.
And there are 2 narratives on him. One is that he's not ready to start, and one that he's kind of a diamond in the rough.
Signed specifically for your new manager.
he's got a reputation of being all industry, no final product.
Oh my God! Yes, Patrick Dorgu.
Yes.
Nice,
Of
very good.
course, of
From
course.
Lecce, who
Of
only
course.
just survived and took such
Yeah.
a turn for the worse.
Massive risk selling him off, but they survived somehow.
Promising player. Not shown much yet, but raw talent. We've
Yeah.
discussed this before, Matt.
Yeah.
Like with raw talent, and very interested
Yes,
to
bro,
see how he
and
develops.
Super versatile as well.
Yes,
Lecce
yes.
were playing him right wing.
For
He's a
sure.
left back.
For sure,
Yeah,
for
he's
sure,
got
for
he's
sure.
got that bail in him.
No, I'm hoping there's something great in it. I mean, we need anything we
Mhm.
can get right now. Like, you know.
Hopefully an improvement to your training facilities to help
Yeah.
develop these players, because it's interesting. Every player that leaves that hates United shits on the training facilities.
Oh,
Ronaldo
yeah.
was the first one to mention it.
And Zlatan said that when he went to United, was it Zlatan? Had Zlatan been at? No, who was it who went back to United, who returned to United, and basically said that nothing had changed?
Ronaldo.
Di Maria.
Was it Ronaldo? It was
Ronaldo,
who said
Ronaldo, yeah.
That like
Ronaldo.
nothing had changed now.
Yeah, that was Ronaldo. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
On Piers Morgan, bro.
Piers
Yeah.
Morgan.
Crazy. Do you have another one?
No, I think we can stop there. Let's stop
Very
there.
good, very good. So I wish we were keeping track of your score.
I thank God we weren't.
I don't think you've hit the pass mark yet.
No, not yet. Let's hope that
Um,
changes.
Exactly. But we understand you have some questions for us. Should we do it like that? Should we jump to Nick's questions for us?
Straight away.
Let's do
We
it.
can straight away. So, let me just flip to my view here for now. So, I'm just gonna have a little read at this first question, and you guys are gonna tell me exactly what you think of it. I actually forgot the order of my questions, so it's gonna be funny reading them out. Here we
No
go.
problem.
So, okay, so obviously in the Serie A, in the Premier League, we have people like Jamie Vardy,
Mm.
people like Neil Maupay. Do you know Neil Maupay?
Shithouses, bro.
Who are the biggest shithousers in Serie A?
Good question.
Beautiful
Beautiful
question, bro.
question.
Beautiful
And I'm curious.
question.
I'm curious to know. You know,
Currently, yeah.
So I would easily say that Theo Hernandez definitely fits that mold of shithouse. This is
Interesting.
the same guy that chanted Çalhanoğlu figlio di puttana when Milan won the league, and just he's a character that is he gets sent off quite
provocative.
often. He's
Interesting.
very provocative. And a similar thing Theo has to the players that you mentioned is these players are incredibly street smart.
Okay.
They know how to get under someone's skin. They know how to get someone sent off. And Theo was the GOAT at that
Okay.
at Milan. So he's
Okay.
definitely up there.
Okay.
Zlatan was
Zlatan
a
was,
shit house, an incredible one.
Yes, but we need to think more like
Goal scorers.
Yeah, I mean, like Vucinic back in the day at Juventus would score, and
Okay,
once he scored,
interesting.
and instead of taking off his t-shirt, he took off his pants, he took off his shorts.
Well,
Yeah, like that
Bro
type
pulled
of
a
shit.
Max Allegri, man.
Yeah.
Just straight up taking off his clothes. Or what is his name?
De Zerbi,
De
dog,
Zerbi,
De
De
Zerbi.
Zerbi starts stripping when he
I-
gets angry.
Are there any big shit houses around right now?
No,
Oh,
no.
bro, Danny Mota.
Danny Mota
is a- but this is Danny Mota's celebration.
Oh my God.
That's a fucking
there are
shit
many
house.
defensive shithouses. So, for example, Mancini is
Oof.
a massive shithouse at
Mancini.
Roma. He is like, there's a clip of him. I'll show it to you on TikTok. He goes in for a tackle and gets hit. He's bleeding. He doesn't give a shit that he's bleeding. He chases the ball down, tackles again, gets up. The blood is dripping down to his lip, and he just licks it. You know, and he just like looks at his opponent. Like he's like one of those that doesn't stop talking to his opponent. There's Mancini. Roma have quite a few. There's Paredes as well.
Yes,
Surely
bro.
you remember Paredes in the World Cup when he kicked the ball at the Netherlands bench.
This might surprise you, but no.
Oh, you have to watch that clip, bro.
He
You have
rattled
to
the
watch
entire
that
bench
clip.
of
It's
Netherlands,
insane.
bro. He
Whoa.
kicked
Van
the ball.
Dijk
Yeah.
bodied him
Yeah.
after that, bro.
Oh,
this was
okay.
that's
I
the
remember.
one.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. When was this?
In the last World
Last
Cup.
World Cup,
Yes,
when there was
man, I
that
remember
super
this.
violent Argentina-Netherlands game, which boiled over to that Dumfries Acuna fight that there was a
Yeah.
couple
I
of days
remember
ago as
this.
well.
I remember this like very clearly now. Now this
Mhm.
makes sense.
Absolutely.
Any more shit houses?
I love me a shit. Vanya Milinkovic-Savic is a shithouse. Vanya Milinkovic-Savic is a 6'7" tall, bald
Yes, I know.
goalkeeper with a
we're linked
massive
to
beard.
him.
Yeah, he's already been with you, by the way.
Oh yeah,
I don't think he
I
made
heard
any
about this. I heard
appearances.
about this.
But yes, he is absolutely diabolical when it comes to how he handles his opponents and the way he talks. And, his mouth doesn't stop, right? And he's constantly opening his arms and taunting his opponents.
If you had to give the captain's armband to any of these guys for who's the biggest shithouse, who'd you go? I'd say Mancini, man, easily, because he's a gladiator, bro.
Yeah,
he's a literally gladiator.
And he loves to provoke, and when he gets under people's skin, it's when he thrives. And also, by the way, Ante Rebic, who I'm not sure if we'll be seeing a lot of him more recently, because he was at Lecce, and apparently they had to hire a therapist to deal with Rebic and how he affected the team so negatively, by the way, to just come out, because he was literally bullying everyone. He would he would celebrate very provocatively when scoring, and there was a point where every time we played Juve, he would score against them.
Oh, bro. Yeremina is another one.
That's the biggest shithouse there is in the league.
Yeremina.
And Castellanos, actually, as well. Now they're all coming.
Hey.
Castellanos is Lazio's striker. He's a massive shithouse as well, one of those yappers. And Yeremina, of course, scores. He's massive. He starts doing you remember him in the Premier League, I think.
At Everton.
Dropping,
yes.
Dancing.
I've seen a video of TikTok. It's like, everybody dance.
Yeah. Even Moise Keane has been a bit of a
Moise
shithouse. The way he
Keane
taunted Paul with the dance.
The
revenge
greedy. Yeah.
Yes, I've seen that one many times.
Fantastic. Great question,
Thank you,
bro.
guys. I really didn't think there'd be this many. Probably because you guys have been watching since
And I just want to mention more, but Nikola Kristovic, who's probably off to Leeds, he's another shithouse.
Wow, so many. Wow, they're actually probably more there than in England, which is surprising.
Let us know if we're missing any listener.
We are for sure.
Yeah.
Anyways, next question. Okay, so
Armando Izzo,
Jesus.
Armando Izzo has ties to the mafia, by the way. Yeah, we'll get back.
So there was Nainggolan, there was Vidal. Anyway,
question is on screen. Basically, this is more of a discussion. And this is something I've thought of recently. So basically, I've as we know, the Champions League just passed, the Champions League final, and PSG won it. Right. So obviously, Inter fans, I'm gonna say out the question. Do not hate me, right? I'm here, completely unbiased, no team, nothing, zero, no support. But are Inter the most hated team in the world? This is my kind of... So let me tell you... Hold on. Let me tell you how... So let me tell you how I got...
This guy knows ball.
Let me tell you how I got to this conclusion. So, as we know, the Champions League just passed. Now, I would never hate on a club right now that just lost a European trophy, because we're kind of in a similar boat right now. You know, United losing to Tottenham. But anyways, basically... And all of Malta were basically rooting for PSG. I did not see a single European person that said they want Inter to win it.
So
this is very interesting. I've never seen this with any team before, apart from obviously Inter fans would be I want my club to win, obviously.
Yeah. I think in Malta specifically, we have many Juve and Milan fans who would obviously automatically root for the opponent. And then you also have English fans. And in Malta, we have this kind of weird divide where if you don't support Italian football, then you hate Italian football. If you don't support an English team, you hate the Premier League. You know, England and Italy are only rivals in Malta, in reality. You know, it's not a massive thing. So I think there's that. That's the reason why it comes across as so... if I had to really say who probably the most hated team in the world would be, I don't think you would like the answer, Nick. Because they're one of the most loved teams in the world, but I think the fans piss so many people off, bro.
Our motto is hated the door, never ignored. It's very commonly said. I would agree with you that we have the biggest fan base in the world. I would think at least there's usually the talk between that and Real Madrid. I would say but that's the comparison that they get the biggest fan. But I've looked up numbers, and I think we're basically up there, top 2 for sure, if not top 1. I think it's very much because I agree with it basically. Yes.
I think Inter. There's also because on TikTok there's this guy don't know his name, but he was talking about the reasons why he doesn't want any of the semi-finalists to win the Champions League. Whoever wins it, it's dreadful. And for every single team, he gave very valid reasons as to why he doesn't like that team. For Inter, he felt like only one word was needed. He just goes, Inter, merda. And he just moves on to the next. So there is some kind of stigma maybe against Inter, because I feel like they've always been the villains. So they had Mourinho and they won the treble with Mourinho in that team.
Materazzi,
And they had Materazzi, they had Samuel, they had Lucio, Kivu.
Speaking of shithouses.
They often have, and this is a great thing for them, but they often have motherfuckers, man, in their team. Inter, which makes them such a nightmare to play against. They had Zlatan, they had Vidal. Even Simone Inzaghi and Conte are two villains, not incredibly likable in the slightest. Çalhanoğlu is another one, obviously way more for Milan fans. But I think there are multiple factors as to why people don't like Inter.
Also add that I feel like I came to this because I saw a video recently about how it felt like football won when PSG won that Champions League. It was their first Champions League. They had a very long project that has been in the works for a while. But however, they were very much they still are. They still have a lot of money injected into them by millionaire, billionaires.
They are state-owned.
State-owned, of course. I wouldn't say that football won at all.
So it does exactly, but it felt like football won to people. So that's the interesting comparison I'm trying to set there.
Yeah. So in a way, I agree with you, and let me see if this is what you're about to say, because PSG had this toxic mentality of trying to buy the best. And they eventually dropped that, and they focused on kind of like a youth-driven team first kind of approach, and that of course kind of it's a happy ending for them, because they did it the right way and they were rewarded for it.
Still don't get it twisted, because they bought Kvara in January, which Inter can't do.
It's a luxury purchase.
PSG are still, no matter whether they have Neymar, Messi and Mbappe, Verratti and Thiago Silva in their team, the three midfielders that they have, in Vitinha, Ruiz, they bought them. They bought them. Inter had the oldest team, and only one guy could have made these guys work together, essentially, and it was Simone Inzaghi.
And let's not forget where Inter came from. Inter are called Internazionale Milano because they were the inclusive team in Milan back in the day. Milan wanted to be purely Italian. And of course, they didn't give opportunities to foreigners, and Inter, of course, did. So there's that as well, which kind of puts them in many people's good books.
Did you see that? I believe, don't quote me. Paris FC have gotten promoted to Ligue 1. When I tell you, their stadiums are across the road from each other. I really wish I would remember this reporter's name. She's the reporter that loves Bastoni and has incredible Serie A knowledge, and she often puts male pundits to shame because of their lack of Serie A knowledge and credit. I will literally look up her name and mention her in the next episode, because she's fantastic, this journalist. But she's like, okay, just now hit 0.5 on the camera. The guy hit 0.5, and you could see both stadiums like this, just within touching distance.
That's cool.
Crazy, man. Crazy. That's going to be a hot derby. And then Paris, man.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we can come to the deduction that the more fans you have as well, the more hated.
Yeah, because the fans are representation, right?
Yeah. So, and even keep in mind that there's a lot of rivalry within Milan, in Milan. There's a lot of rivalry as well in Manchester in the Premier League, not just with City, Liverpool, but even big teams like Arsenal, Chelsea. There's still rivalry there. So I think it comes to deducing that kind of thing, and how successful you are as well plays a big role into it. People are gonna hate you when you're successful,
Exactly.
So Inter definitely go down as one of the most hated. I would say they're the most hated in the world now after this discussion, but pretty interesting debate. I think.
They're there.
And even now, they've just been eliminated from the Club World Cup against Fluminense, who just played with so much heart, man. And you can't help but root for them, right? And Inter looked so tired, and they've looked tired for a while, Inter now. They started off the season quite strongly compared to how they ended it.
Yeah.
So yeah, fatigue was a massive thing, and the fact that an underdog just beat them, of course, another team that won everyone's hearts, right?
Can I just give her a shout out? It's Neve Petruziello. That's Neve Petruziello on Instagram and on X. She is Stunt Peg with a double G at the end. She is absolutely fantastic, and she actually puts the spotlight on Italian football with a bunch of other presenters that don't tend to do that. So if you love Serie A, then you love Neve Petruziello. Yes.
Amazing. Should we move on to the next question?
Yes, sir.
Let's go for it. Okay, so if you're looking at the screen right now, you're looking at the text, you're probably going to be a bit confused on what I'm saying, but I'm going to try explaining it with the best way possible. So I explained as cage, but I use the wrong terminology whatsoever, because I said, what is up with cage celebrations? So I don't know if you're getting what I mean. Can you just give me a simple yes or no?
When they jump on and rattle it.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
So my reasoning is we see this a bit in the Premier League, right? Dini going up to the fans and going to celebrate with the fans. We don't see it a lot other than that, though. Like, it's very simple. You know, maybe you go to the flag, maybe you do something, but you never see but the second Lautaro or Martinez scores a goal, it's like you've given a bird crack cocaine and he just starts going insane.
Wait till we show you Frattesi celebrations.
I think I've seen them. Didn't Frattesi score against Barcelona?
Yes.
There we go. Then I saw it there.
The winner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, understandably. I'm bringing up Inter here. That was understandable.
Any goal he scores is
one of the best matches as a neutral fan I've ever seen in my life.
100%.
Right? So that's very understandable. But man, this thing that every single time Lautaro's at the freaking thing, just like there, like this.
Absolutely, bro.
I don't understand it.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
So there's I think two main reasons over here. A is obviously the passion that Serie A teams have and players have, especially for the fan base. If you look at Lautaro, you look at someone that captains Inter, someone that loves scoring, someone that goes through so many emotions when he's on the pitch. There's a guy that's won the World Cup for his country, that has gotten Inter to 2 Champions League finals. He's won 2 Scudetti with Inter. And he feels that close connection with the fan base. So I think that's number one. He just wants to throw himself at the fans. And leads me into point 2. I think he would actually throw himself to the fans if the fans weren't so cut off from the pitch in Italy. One thing I love about the Prem is how close the fans are
so
to. I'll never forget, bro. Balotelli at Liverpool. He was about to punch a player in the face or square up with him, and 2 Liverpool fans held him back. And I love that. I love how in the game you are
dangerous
in the UK. Very dangerous in Italy.
So to Matthew's point about the fan base, in Italy they have very passionate groups of ultras that are every game behind the stadium. And this is something that kind of no longer really, you don't really see it with the big teams in England anymore, and you almost get a more authentic feel of fandom and football when you watch lower English teams, because of course it's not tailored to foreigners. I feel like nowadays
Sunderland,
exactly, many football stadiums are tourist attractions nowadays in the Premier League, which is very disappointing, to be honest. In Italy, you have these groups of ultras who are in constant communication with the teams and the players, and it's almost required. It's expected, for example, of the club captain to talk to the fans. I don't know if you've ever seen the viral clip, for example, of Milan getting told off by their fans.
Okay, I haven't seen of Milan specifically, but I've seen multiple cases of. What can I mention of ultras? I've seen basically what you guys post.
So Cagliari as well. They had their flamingo mascot being told
getting
told off by the fans.
You need to cheer hard.
Inter as well. I've seen of Inter as well, I think.
Yes, every time a top team basically has a tough time, they go and they let the fans give them stick.
Yes.
I personally love that.
Same here.
I do love that as well.
I've seen Milan do it a few too many times in the past couple of seasons because we've had tough times, but whatever.
In the Prem, we have quite an ego when it comes to this stuff where fans call out the players. I feel like even we take it as an offense. So, for example, there have been, one is Ange Postecoglou, so stuck up as of lately. Obviously, no longer the Tottenham coach, but this last season he had in the Premier League, they were calling him out, and he was just squaring up. He's going out to him, "What do you want, mate? What do you want, mate? Hey, come on here, mate. You won't say that, mate." And it was fragile of him. Yeah. Right, and to not take that criticism even in interviews, but that's a separate thing.
That's really interesting that you mentioned that, because many of the top coaches in Italy, charisma plays a massive part of it, and the ability to handle the press with grace and with almost a comedic approach. Even the hottest of heads like Simone Inzaghi and Allegri can carry themselves quite decently in the press.
Like Mourinho, for example. Yeah. Like you need like powerhouses like that when it comes to criticism, and you need that in life in general, man. Like when you get that criticism, like obviously different ways to go about criticism, but you need that in life, kind of thing. So,
Wisdom with the wank. Just to mention, because I remember this so clearly from my childhood, there was Hull playing in the Premier League, and they had a shit first half, I remember. And the manager, who was Phil Brown, this was on Boxing Day, manager Phil Brown, instead of taking his players to the dressing room and giving them a half-time team talk, he sat them round the centre circle, stood in the middle, yelled at them and wagged his finger like an angry teacher at them, turning in circles, wagging his finger and yelling at them. And then a few matches later, don't know how that game turned out, but they were 4-0 down at Man City, so I don't think anything changed to that result, unless they lost 10-0.
They lost 10-0?
No, I'm saying unless this was 2008. Jimmy Bullard, who played for Hull, Jimmy Bullard is another classic shithouse from the Premier League, hilarious guy. After he scored in like the next game, and the celebration was he got everyone to sit around the center circle, and he did this to one of his teammates, and it was hilarious, bro. That's brilliant. So good.
It's amazing.
Doesn't beat when Robbie Fowler sniffed to the touchline, though.
Okay, so that was very interesting. I think I gained a lot of information on why this tends to happen, and that makes a lot of sense now. So I don't blame you, Inter players, even I'm sure Milan players have that.
No, they go mental, bro. I mean, the first thing they do is run to the curva, right? Tonali, Calabria when he scored against Napoli, remember that? Yeah, Teo Hernandez against Udinese, the adrenaline, you could feel it through the screen. I still revisit that game every now and then.
So every now and then. Every time we bring someone new over, it's the first thing we put on. Look at this, bro. 12-minute highs. One more time.
So I must say, like, even though I did take the piss out of it, it's quite cute that they want to be their fans. I think it's very, very sweet, and I think we're spoiled as Premier League fans to have that already, and that we don't have any problems with it in terms of if anyone had to hit anyone or something. I don't know. We've had close calls before, I'm sure, but yeah. So, on to the next question.
Ticket prices are so high, it's essentially segregation.
So, the next question. Here we go. Oh, sorry about that. So, I told you guys to prepare some stuff about this question. This was the only thing I briefed them on. But basically, my question is, what works for McTominay in Napoli that didn't at United, with a sad face at the end for everyone watching? I mean, for everyone not watching on the video.
Go ahead, bro. You put your hand up.
First of all, I think his role in the team is massively important. So he came to a club where he had a bit of stability, which he lacked for a while. McTominay at United maybe wasn't appreciated for his skill set, for his specific skill set, but was more appreciated for his ability to be kind of a gap fill.
Yes.
Plug and play. You can put him in defense, you can put him as a holding midfielder, you can put him as an offensive midfielder. So he was always changing his role and never actually had time to blossom at something that he does best.
Yeah.
If you look at him, for example, when he plays for Scotland, he's very effective because he plays the same role and he knows what to do. So it was always an indicator of what he can do. He arrived at Napoli, whether it was a 3-5-2 or a 4-3-3, he had the same job, right? He had to be kind of that guy who breaks the lines, box to box. But even if he loses the ball, he doesn't have to track back 60 yards. You know what I mean? Because he's got Lobotka behind him. He's got Anguissa, and he's
more
got
box to box than
defenders.
him.
Exactly. So he had a bit of a freer role, closer to goal. Not to mention as well, the priority was those late runs into the box, and he excels at that.
Yeah.
So I think that's my opinion.
That and just the genius pairing of him with Lukaku, man. The fact that he had a hold-up striker in front of him who plays. Lukaku is one of the best strikers I've ever seen, playing with his back towards goal. So if you're an attacking midfielder, you're gonna have a field day because this guy is gonna body defenders out of the way, lay you off perfectly, and if you've got half a decent shot, then you've got a good crack at goal. And it's just that eye that Conte has at building a team where he created a cheat code. Just to give you a Premier League kind of relatable one parallel, I remember when Mourinho had his second spell at Chelsea and he signed Fabregas and Diego Costa. For the first 9 games of the season, it was Fabregas assisting Diego Costa and vice versa. It's just a pairing that he looked at. It's funny, he wasn't even the first choice for Conte. His first choice was Brescianini, but Atalanta ended up picking him up, and he was an effective bench player, McTominay, MVP of the league. It is still, despite what we're saying kind of sounds obvious and whatever, it's still one of the greatest manager-player dynamics that I've seen, at least in this league.
Yeah, it's true, absolutely.
Both Lukaku and Scott McTominay, United flops, by the way.
Now imagine Antonio Conte was the manager or someone like that.
Yeah. I also think United nowadays are under so much pressure, man, from the fans, from the board, that no one really gets the time they need to actually adapt to the environment. Like, I'm sure if you look at Lukaku's numbers for United, they're not even that bad, probably. You know,
no.
They're not. They really weren't.
You know, like
bad.
Probably he scored every 2 games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, let's take a look at that to confirm. Why is this happening?
Because your iPad's
Can
shit.
I ask a simple side question?
Yes,
that I feel like is very not Serie A related. But do you think Ruben Amorim will work as the United manager?
I like him. I like the way he talks. I like the way he sets his teams up. I don't know. I don't watch them enough to know the.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think just you could tell a lot by a personality and the fact that he's so. I'm not gonna. I'll mention some skill set things later on as well, but I think personality-wise, because he's so open and honest with the fans, with his expectations as well, and the fact that he's just a trustworthy guy, the way that he carries himself, I like. And he's also quite cutthroat in a way. Like, if you're not good enough, he'll freeze Rashford out. He'll freeze other guys, Garnacho out of the team. So he is cutthroat as well. I think if you look at how he is trying to make United play, you could see glimpses of what he's trying to do. It's just so hard to go in January.
He needs time. It's a new league for him as well.
Keep in mind, there's not only unsettlement with players and managers, but the owners. They were close to selling all summer, bro.
Yeah.
All summer, the United were up for sale.
Yeah.
There is an incredible amount of instability from bottom to top, eh?
Yeah.
It's a hard environment to go in. Cristiano Ronaldo kind of flopped. You know what I mean? Cristiano Ronaldo.
It's true, bro. By the way, back on the Lukaku point, 28 goals and 66 appearances for United,
man.
That's
good.
It's not bad.
It's,
I mean, it's
not great, but it's good. It's good. It's better than whatever Højlund's doing right now,
exactly.
man. So,
exactly.
Well, let's stop talking about United for a get the rest. That's very interesting. Do you have anything else, guys, to add about McTominay and?
He loves cigs.
No,
victory cigs, though.
Victory cigs.
He loves a good victory cig.
Why not? Bit of a victory cig, you know? No, completely in awe of McTominay.
Yeah.
He totally embodied that Napoli spirit, eh?
Loads.
You know, I'm sad, but a part of me is really happy for him. Like, so happy for him.
I get that, man. I get that. With Milan, especially the homegrown Milan players. If they I remember, I was rooting so hard for Cotrone, man. When he went to Wolves, I was rooting so hard for him. Tonali at Newcastle. It's the someone I root for every single day.
He's doing well now, though. Like, he had the first season because of the scandal. Like, he had the...
To bounce back from that, you know what it takes, man.
Crazy player.
Look at Paqueta, he just can't stop.
Paqueta.
He's like, hey, Braju, use my promo code.
Did we figure this out on air, or did Marcus tell us when he was in Malta?
What?
Fuck me. The scandal of Paqueta, when you look into it, it's crazy.
Yeah, there was
an island or a city called Paqueta that he is from, that he was giving everyone betting. Like, this entire island or city of Paqueta were basically betting, yes, Paqueta yellow card. And they're all making bank. Like,
oh my god.
It couldn't have been more obvious. Like, it's almost too... It's like... you know when you smoke weed in front of a police station because it's so hot it's almost less hot. You know? That's what they did.
Yeah. We are going to tell you a little bit now about Serie A and how to watch Serie A, etc., because it might who plays nice football.
Okay.
Who is a little bit boring and who you should avoid, which clubs are ambitious, which clubs aren't, etc., So let me just pull up next season's teams so we can go in order. Actually, I'll pull up the table of last season so we can go in order
I think a good place to start is basically the Seven Sisters.
Yeah.
I think every season you're looking at a competition of 7 teams to get into Champions League.
Yeah.
Occasionally, you even get hit by an 8th, like Bologna. And then it depends as well on the coefficient, for example. But those top 7 sisters, they call them, are Napoli, Inter, Juve, Milan, Roma, Lazio, Atalanta. Those are the undisputed 7 sisters.
And nowadays, Bologna have been really pushing for that spot.
Yeah.
They have a really good coach in Vincenzo Italiano, a very system-based coach, plays a 4-3-3. His game plan is very clear to see, and they're super fun to watch.
Interesting.
To be honest with you.
Oh, you cannot throw away Fiorentina as well. Fiorentina and Bologna are outside of that, but in the next 10 years, they could really grow into the 7 sisters.
Absolutely. When it comes to entertaining teams to watch next season, I think next season we're going to have a bit of a drop-off when it comes to entertainment from the top teams, because you look at Napoli under Conte, we know what to expect. Of course, it's going to be entertaining for different reasons, but don't expect to see stylistically beautiful football. Inter under Kivo, I don't know what to expect, to be honest, so far. Juric with Atalanta, they're definitely going to look a little bit different, I think, from what we've seen from Juric.
Boring, yeah.
Yes, Atalanta were always a really fun team to watch, bro.
Yes, for sure.
They're just a powerhouse. We describe them as a blitzkrieg of a football team.
For sure. I remember seeing their Europa League run, not last year, the year before.
Yeah, when they knocked us out when we had Cesco on for the watch-along.
Yeah.
And Mancini scored, and Cesco's reaction was to get in my face and grab me by the throat. It's like, are you trying to fuck me? Like, what?
I think Fiorentina will be entertaining next season. I think Como are very entertaining. Como and their Fabregas, bro, they play with a bunch of 10s. They have 4 10s in their team. Yeah, and the 10 is a dying breed, so it's very rare to see.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of creative freedom. Their patterns are beautiful as well.
I've heard of Como's like Rise currently. I've heard you guys talking about them. Very, very interesting, club. Who's that Como that I'm thinking of that's ringing a bell?
Nico Paz.
Oh, yeah, and what's his name? Tottenham. The guy of Tottenham. That didn't play at he was Dele Alli.
Dele Alli.
Yeah, he's had
about
pre-season
9 minutes, 1 red card were his stats last season against Milan. There was a clip. Kyle Walker tried to stop the ref from sending him off for a blatant red card.
Funnily enough, in the league nowadays, the bottom teams play more adventurous football than the top ones.
100%. Really, this season we really saw that. In fact, what I was going to tell you is definitely a team to keep an eye out on. And if this team plays against any of the top teams, watch that game. Sassuolo are every 7 sisters' nightmare. Jake had a tweet that went viral once where he called them Robin Hood because they steal from the rich and give to the poor.
That's cool.
They beat the top teams and then lose against the smaller ones.
That was the best moment of my life.
They got relegated because IFTV had picked it up. Shout out to IFTV. What was I gonna say? They got relegated. And they are the only team to beat Inter that season. And they beat them twice. Shut the fuck up, dog. Sassuolo, I think definitely a team that I'm going to be loving next season is Roma. Because Roma got their hands on a dynamic manager, an offensive manager, a balanced, manager in Gasperini, who was the manager of Atalanta, who got Atalanta playing so well for...
They'll be entertaining, huh?
They'll be so entertaining with players like Dovbyk on the pitch, Sule, Dybala... Christ, Paredes is off, by the way. Back to Argentina. He's really wanted to do that.
Then there's Sarri's Lazio, which is fun to watch. Sometimes can be a bit too It can be a bit boring sometimes to watch.
As in, because they're very possession-based and they play the ball
there's
around
a lot of empty possession, which used to be like how Italiano was at Fiorentina, but nowadays at Bologna he's tweaked it to be a lot more direct.
And curious to see how it will work, because it is Sarri at Lazio, but with a completely different Lazio.
Yeah,
because he doesn't have those three.
it's true. The
Those
three that
three-
almost were a luxury, but kind of he couldn't. He had to focus his game to them. He had to tailor his game to them.
He had Sarri, and he had gotten them to second place in one particular
The COVID
Serie A.
season.
The COVID season. No, Inter had won it. Milan won the COVID season. No.
No,
This one-
no. Inter won the COVID season, and Lazio were on a really good run before lockdown. And many people were saying if lockdown hadn't happened with the momentum that Lazio had, they could have actually won.
Okay. But they had basically two of the most creative players in the league, in Luis Alberto and Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, Vanya's brother. And up top they had Ciro Immobile. And Ciro Immobile is Lazio's top goal scorer of all time. Flanked, by the way, by Zaccagni and Felipe Anderson.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure. There's Pisa as well, who we expect to see some good things from with Gilardino. Lecce have Di Francesco, so we'll keep an eye out over there. Di Francesco is quite an offensive manager as well.
Two relegations in a row he had.
Okay.
So I think that's pretty much it. Torino and Udinese are to be avoided.
Yeah.
However, now Torino have Baroni, so actually we're not too sure. It's just been 10 years of Torino being super pragmatic, and they always finish 10th, bro. Every single season they're 10th with a goal difference of 0. They just, like Cairo, saved the club from financial ruin, their owner, but his investments have been lacking, and in fact now they're all singing the what's his first name? Cairo.
I don't know.
Urbano something.
Urbano Cairo.
Devi vendere, vattene.
If you had to choose a Serie A team to support in Serie A, that's a question, huh?
Me?
Napoli.
Napoli.
Bro, McTominay, Scotti. For sure.
Good answer.
Napoli, Lukaku as well. Like,
McTerminator.
really, like, cool team to support.
They are a cool
and
team to
even
support.
like when they won the league, like the freaking fans, bro.
Yes,
like,
bro.
In Napoli, like that's something I want to experience. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I like it would be Napoli. I have no bias, obviously, no personal like. I won't really care. I think going into this, but I think I will definitely favor watching Napoli just for that reason. Simply.
If you win our fantasy, you'll get a Napoli kit.
Yo, that'd be
There
cool.
you go.
Like, I was thinking of like finding one for McTominay on the back. So, can I ask a rookie question?
Yes,
that
please.
came to my head. Did all the big sisters, the 8 you said, right?
Seven sisters.
Seven sisters. Did they all win the Serie A?
No is the answer actually. Great question. I don't
Atalanta have
believe
never won the
Atalanta
Serie A.
have
I
ever won
thought
it.
Atalanta wouldn't be in the.
Roma did, Milan did,
Yeah.
Inter did, Juve did,
Fiorentina did.
but Fiorentina aren't part of the top
Yeah,
7.
No, you're right.
Lazio did.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mhm.
And
Atalanta haven't.
Who have in the like? Are there any like outliers? Interesting outliers. Well, there is. I'm sure
Fantastic
there's
question.
Torino. Because we haven't even, so Torino wasn't really comparable to the Premier League one I'm thinking of, but I'm not sure you've heard of Rovers.
Yeah, Blackburn Rovers. Yeah, they had won it.
They had won it back in the, I forgot when, but obviously like one of the ones that stand out, like have won over Tottenham haven't won. So
Roasted.
Speaking
of one of the most hated teams in the world, by the way, I think I know 2 people that support Spurs.
fair,
Ruben Thielen.
but I think they go quite unnoticed because they're not really successful. Okay, yes, I know you won the Europa League. Anyways, so yes, for sure there are people that hate them. There's one of the biggest rivalries in England for sure, but I wouldn't say they're massively hated just based on their success. Not very successful club, like I said, and they haven't even won the Premier League yet.
Fair.
So,
Then there's Genoa, who surprisingly have 9 Scudetti. They've won the league 9 times.
Wow.
And this was between 1898 and 1924.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Hellas Verona won it once as well, no?
Hellas Verona.
Yeah, but there they are.
Yeah.
Wow, speak of the devil, huh?
1985, yeah.
Christ on
There
a
we go.
bike.
Yeah, that's it.
Sampdoria, of course, won
Interesting.
it.
I mean, this is always an interesting case when it comes to Serie A because you've said this so many times that how you guys have the best league, and I agree for the fact that you gave with, every single year kind of like who's as of lately in summer who's gonna win it kind of thing, and I love that. I mean, we're so dominated by clubs like Liverpool at the moment, Man City especially. I feel like Liverpool are coming for another title, which is gonna ruin me.
Signings,
it's going
man.
to ruin
Jesus,
me. No, it's going to ruin me for sure. Like, I'm going to be ruined. I'm going to be here with a beer in my hand, like not even paying attention to the podcast because I'm just so like depressed over the.
Could be worse.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be raining.
Yes. We had a horrible spell, bro, of 9 Juve Scudetti in a row. Can you imagine that?
What?
9 in a row. And we're talking between 2012 and 2020.
I remember this.
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember
They-
The reign
they
of
had-
Juve
They
with
had
Allegri and
the,
Conte.
the infamous BBC at the back.
Yeah.
Not the BBC you were thinking, but Barzagli, Bonucci, Chiellini
Yes.
Um,
BBBC with Buffon and
with
goal.
Buffon in goal.
Cristiano had signed at some point. And
He said the last time Juve won it, which was under Sarri, Ronaldo was there and he was their top scorer. Not top
of
scorer
the
of the league because
Our boy Fabio Quagliarella with a moment of magic.
at 36 years old,
Yes.
he outscored Ronaldo.
Damn.
Another randomly successful team in Italy was Pro Vercelli, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Serie A titles.
No fucking way!
Yes,
I didn't
bro.
even know that.
Of course,
Pro
of course.
Vercelli.
Between 1908 and 1922.
Pro Vercelli. Where are you?
We're all learning today. I love
Hey.
it.
Yeah. Very good. Now we're going to tell you a little bit about some players. We'll give you the names.
Interesting.
You Google them. We're going to give you... So, in Serie A, players come in many different shapes and sizes.
Okay.
Okay. And we have spectrums of shapes and sizes. So, of course, you know Luka Modric. He's joining
Yes,
Milan. He will be
course.
on the far left of this spectrum that I'm going to give you right now when it comes to muscle mass. So Modric is on the far left. On the spectral far right, we've got Baschirotto.
Basker, how do I spell
Yes.
that?
It's Basch, and he should come up.
IROTTO.
Oh, he's come up, alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but hold on. He's not even the worst I would think of. Let me put him up right now. You guys
He
want to-
is ginormous.
He's huge.
Yes.
Like, bit of Adama Traore.
Uh-huh.
Huge.
Google shirtless.
Yeah, he's shirtless in this. I can confirm. Okay, so
Pretty
He's
huge.
a centre back for Lecce, and he's fun to watch just simply because of how randomly buff he is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and somehow he manages to maneuver himself in quite a nimble way,
Yeah.
despite his size.
One of the few players that played every single minute
Yeah.
of last season, Baschirotto, the Lecce captain, of course.
Yeah. On the topic of size, we also have the shortest to the tallest. We've got Lamek Banda, who is the shortest player in the league. He is, I believe,
5'2".
5'3", I think.
Lamek Banda height
Yeah.
in feet, please. 5'3".
There
He's
we go.
5'3".
5'3". So he's a little bit taller than Sarah. For comparison. Think about that. That's mental.
okay, we have a picture of the buff guy.
Ah, okay. There we go.
There we go.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Thoughts? Does it look scary?
So he does look scary. I'm not gonna tell you he does not look scary. However, I was thinking more on the you guys know Akin Fenwa.
Oh, Akin Fenwa.
Okay, so he wasn't. Was he ever in the Premier League? I don't think so.
I think no.
was there
I
one
don't think
season?
so. I don't think
No,
so.
I don't think so. So maybe not a good comparison, right? But
Jesus,
Akin Fenwa.
fuck! I always
Maybe like
forget how-
Adama Traore, maybe.
yeah, Adama Traore.
Yeah.
I would see Adama Traore bigger than this, bro.
Mm.
Adama Traore's biceps. I don't even know how to compare them to anything, but
Yeah.
he could fuck someone up.
He definitely could fuck
He,
someone up, bro.
I'm pretty sure he has once. He barged into Martinez, I think, once when he was playing against United. So,
He doesn't have to do much
He
to
does
Yeah,
the
no, he
whole,
doesn't.
barge
the whole
someone.
baby oil thing.
But
now
he
as well,
is
so you
big.
can't
This-
grab him.
I mean, I'm not gonna tell you this guy's not big. Like
Yeah.
he's quite massive.
By Serie A standards, he's fucking massive.
Mhm.
He is.
And then we have. So, can you pull up Lamek Banda?
Lamek Banda.
He
here.
plays for Lecce as well. While we're on the topic of Lecce.
Lamek Banda, 5'3", yeah, 5'3". But disappointed me a bit this season for Lecce because I thought that Lecce could have used someone exactly like him at times and simply wasn't much of an option. 15 matches, 1 assist he managed to get only. Whereas in previous seasons he's been the guy
Protagonist,
for
yes,
them,
key
literally a
player.
protagonist.
This guy comes on and just wreaks havoc.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He is super like silky with it. He's super quick. There it says he's 5'7". That's definitely wrong.
That's
Well,
wrong.
the thing is here, I might have the wrong picture, but he played for Lecce once.
Yes,
He plays for Lecce currently.
Well, I have this picture on screen, and you guys Matt and Jay can't see, but he looks not that tall from the way
No,
I'm.
he's puny.
Oh, he's
Five-
oh,
five
he's
foot three.
big.
5'3".
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
I
it's
misunderstood
fine.
you. I thought he was meant to be tall. No, he looks short.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, for a guy, but like what? He's a bowler apparently.
He's quite good. Yes, he's very tricky. He's very he's a dribbler. Like, but the funny thing about him is how like he lashes out, man. This guy, like, he gets tackled. He like literally smacks the player. But I think because he's so small, the referees actually let him get away with it for a while. and there have been games where he got sent off, where he should have been sent off like 4 fouls before. Like, he pulls at shirts, he kicks, bro. He literally
He's very
lashes out.
hot-headed. He's very
super
hot-headed.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We've got then the spectral opposite of this. We've got 3 giants in the league. There's you don't need to look them up. It's fine. We've got
Okay.
Vanja Milinkovic-Savic,
Oh yeah.
who is the goalkeeper of Torino. You linked to him. There's Lorenzo Lucca, who's on the wall behind Matthew over there. He currently plays for Udinese. This season, he had a breakout season in the top
Oh,
flight,
shit.
hit double
Okay.
digits for Udinese. He had a penalty. Udinese got a penalty, and he essentially fought the whole team off to take it, and then he scored top bins and was substituted out completely, like, immediately.
No
That's
one
another
celebrated
shithouse.
with him, man.
No one
Oh
celebrated.
No
my
one celebrated.
God,
It was
that's
really
insane.
awkward.
I've never seen that in my life.
And he is very tall with a nice touch as well, so he's very fun to watch.
Bit of a Zlatan in that way.
Kind
not
of,
as
if you nerf his
obviously.
technique, if
Exactly.
you nerf Zlatan's technique.
He's not a karate kid,
Yeah.
but
Then a
yeah.
player who joined and flopped, who's just 1 inch taller than Lucca, is Toure, who played at Udinese as a centre back, and he was an
Mhm.
absolute monster. This guy was ginormous, but he wasn't very good.
No, scored an own goal,
Yes.
got a red card or 2.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't
Yeah.
great.
Luvumbo Zito's shorts.
Yeah, I think this is something you're gonna have to.
You're gonna have to look it up.
look it up. Luvumbo.
I think if you just look up Luvumbo Zito, it will come up.
I'm gonna look up his shorts just in case. So how do I spell this?
So it's
LUV.
Yeah.
UMBO, and then space Zito, ZITO. This guy, you've had your
Yeah,
girlfriend over at your house, and at 2 o'clock in the morning you go open the fridge to see what's in, and she's wearing one of your t-shirts and underwear. That, my friend, is Luvumbo Zito. It's not your girlfriend. It's Luvumbo Zito.
Can I
Yeah.
even put this on YouTube? Like, I feel like I'm getting flashed by something.
Yeah, yeah.
So hold
To
on.
be fair to him, legs.
Legs. 3 of them.
So what you're seeing on screen here is 3 legs, as you mentioned.
It's hilarious. He's always like that. He's constantly pulling his shorts up. He wants to look like that.
I think Luvumbo Zito is fantastic, man.
Yeah.
We watched him live and he assisted Viola
Yeah.
for that winner against Atalanta. That was
He's a
magnificent.
fun player, man. He's another player who comes on and just wreaks havoc. Like, he's unrefined, but he's a good dribbler. Like, and that's pretty much it.
I'm pretty shocked at just what I just saw, witnessed. Like, all I'm thinking of is like when I go to bed at night in summer currently. Like, this is what it looks like me in my pajama. Like, I don't even have a down because I feel like I like a shorts over me. Like, you know what I mean? It feels too hot to put
Naughty.
it on. So, but what is it? Does he ever give a reasoning for this, or just vibes?
I think it's just vibes. It's aura.
Yeah.
that is
Arnautovic used to do it as well when he was at Bologna.
crazy.
Yes.
That
yes.
is crazy.
He did. Arnautovic, it's
Mhm.
true. He used to pull his shorts up way too high. I think another player we can talk about, we have to talk about, to be honest, because he's kind of a legend on this podcast.
He is the god of Serie A Spotlight, this guy.
Ooh.
This is our guy.
Could I guess?
Yeah.
Possibly. Is he on the wall? I mean,
He is on the wall, of
He's on
course,
the
he's on the wall.
Oh, who am I? Oh, I feel like Conte is really strange. Not Conte though. Oh, not Conte. Sorry. Allegri.
Mm.
But I feel
Not
like
Allegri.
I know it's not Allegri, but I know who it would be. It's so weird that it's not coming to me. Jay, can you duck?
Do you want me to point at him?
Sure, go for it.
No, that's not me.
Oh, that's Teddy Teuma, is it?
No,
That's a fantastic
that's
guess.
Theo, bro.
Bro, that is Saponara, and what I want you to Google right now is Saponara ass.
Yep.
Saponara ass.
Yes, I've been waiting for 180 episodes to be able to do this, bro.
Right, man. Hey Nick, pull up Saponara's ass.
I'm so something on like X came up and I'm really scared, but no.
Yes.
Oh, I have blur
Yes.
filters. I have like like when you search up when you search up stuff online and like comes with the like no, I'm not saying
You have that?
Yeah, it just I can turn it off just now.
Yo, do
Okay,
that. And in future, keep it off.
I need to like put up a friendly one though that didn't get flagged so that we don't.
Well,
get
there's
flagged.
one where a guy has a finger in his ass that I would love to show our listeners.
I'm on that one.
That's
Well, maybe not
fucking
finger,
fantastic.
Yeah,
man.
his fingers actually in this one. This was a very important goal that Saponara scored for Sampdoria. It was a late winner. He's a player who isn't exactly blessed with fitness, and nowadays he's playing in the second division in Turkey, despite only being like 32 years old. He's a free agent nowadays, but he has incredible technique, and he's so fun to watch because he's a pure fantasista. He's a dribbler. He's an artist. He creates passes. He sees passes that no one sees, and his finesse shot is unbelievable.
He played at Fiorentina at the same time as Vlahovic, and Vlahovic described him as el professore del calcio.
Yeah,
He's a genius. He's a genius. He's that guy that if he he might disagree with me, but I feel like if he worked harder throughout his career, sky would have been the limit for him, man.
Apparently, he has like I don't say mental problems, but like he has confidence issues to an extreme. And Kaká had taken him under his wing back in the day when he was a Milan youth product.
Okay.
And he said many times that like mentally he's fragile, and many coaches have said that mentally he isn't exactly up for this level and the intensity and the stress. This moment, by the way, this ties beautifully with what you said about the cage and why you probably should be careful with the cage, because he jumped up to celebrate with the fans and he ended up naked with some unemployed guy's finger up his ass. So that's not exactly like something you want.
Brilliant.
That is insane, man. Like genuinely, I've never seen that in my life before. Like I was expecting maybe someone like caked up, like with a lot of ass or something, like just
Yeah.
But we gotten close. Once there was a Trent, just like we were taking a corner and just shoving his shorts down, and his ass crack was just like out. So. And
Sterling as well. Sterling is just that kind of guy that you ever saw Sterling teeing up to take a corner, and the guy just shouts at him, "Oh yeah, baby!"
Looking
He's just constantly. He looks like a bad bee, bro. Sterling is a bad bee. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before we get into him, can I just say, because we've already alluded to him, you know how we said that Saponara is our father in Serie A Spotlight. Who is the Son, and then who is the Holy Spirit? I think the Son would have to be I'm gonna say Quagliarella.
Okay.
Quagliarella. You mind if I say the story?
Please.
Jake and I did shrooms in Amsterdam, and we spent an hour just watching Quagliarella's goals. Quagliarella was known to be Mr. Wonder Goal.
That was his nickname.
Quagliarella has scored, I think, 3 of my top 5 favorite goals in history were scored by Quagliarella. He had a way of scoring goals with such elegance, such grace.
Okay.
And he was
pure
cold as hell, bro. Telling you, at 36 years old, this guy at Sampdoria outscored Cristiano Ronaldo at Juve, who of course...
Oh yeah, this is the guy on your back. Yeah.
Quagliarella. Now, Quagliarella's career, you look at his numbers, you're like, this guy can't be so special. He had a huge portion of his career that was taken from him, ripped from him, because he had a stalker. Because he had a case, bro, the craziest shit. And there's an article I really recommend you read it about Quagliarella.
Okay.
Quagliarella, I might get the timeline a bit mixed up here, but he had gotten his dream move to Napoli.
Exactly. Yeah.
He got his dream move to Napoli and started noticing some things were wrong. He started getting letters in his house threatening his kids, leaving suggestive and threatening objects
That's
around his
crazy.
abode and stuff like that.
Photos of him and his family, threats of violence, literally anonymous letters with false accusations. This is 2009, by the way.
Bro,
Crazy.
crazy. And like threats and lies about him. So like that he was part of the Camorra and this
Oh
and
my
that, and that he's
God.
killed people, and that this person's gonna expose him. So he hires a friend of his who's a private investigator, and he keeps this private investigator close to him. He stayed over at his house. He knew his family. He was the guy that was gonna get him out of the situation. It gets so bad he needs to leave Napoli. He leaves Napoli. He goes to Juve. Napoli hate him now. His boyhood club, the team that he wanted to be at for the rest of his career, hated him because he left and went to Juve. Whereas at Juve, it kept happening, bro. It kept happening over and over and over. After 5-6 years of this taking place,
2017, bro.
fuck
From
me.
2009 to 2017. By the way, the guy was a police officer working in cybercrime.
I was getting to that. That was the punchline the way that I was saying it.
No, it's fine. Because you said private investigator, but the whole time he was it's fine.
It was him.
Yeah.
He was the stalker, bro.
Yes,
he was
yes,
the
yes,
stalker.
yes.
What?
Fucking mental,
He was
bro.
the one sending him the
What
threats and
the
everything. And
fuck?
In his house.
yeah.
How
He had
hasn't
him
there been a
in
movie
his
about
house.
this?
Bro, insane, right?
Crazy.
There should be.
There
Yeah.
should
A
be. There
movie
should be
about
documented. There should be a movie based on it. There should be. So I'm very into movies. This is like
Yeah.
switching my brain to like be like.
Bro, this
In
is
his-
your next screenplay.
In his late 30s, he joined he was at Sampdoria when all this was over,
Oh,
coached
man.
by Gianpaolo, and he won the top scorer of the league. He outscored Ronaldo at Juve. Yeah.
That's like an episode of Black Mirror, man. What?
He's
Bro,
what
he's
the
a
and
man.
hell?
Quagliarell's a fucking man.
I then want you, in your own time, whatever, look up Quagliarella at Sampdoria at the latter stages of his career. He goes to play against Napoli. This was after the news actually broke out. This is my favorite goal of all time, man. After the news broke out that he actually had a stalker, Napoli fans obviously forgave him. They're like, Jesus Christ, bro, Fabio, we can't believe you went through that. So they gave him a hero's welcome at the Maradona. Everyone holding signs up, a huge tifo honoring Quagliarella, a lot of love towards him.
Football.
Sampdoria win 3-0. At a point, bro, Berezinski gets the ball on the wing, whips the ball in. Quagliarella has his back towards goal. He jumps up, back heels the ball, leaves the keeper rooted to the spot, into the back of the net. And he just takes it all in, bro. Scores the goal of the season. And he's an ice-cold motherfucker. And you look at him, bro, when he scores that. And it's like a combination of like this feeling of relief, like, holy fuck, everything that I've went through has at least led me to this moment. Like,
Yeah.
gratitude, confidence, so many emotions. You could see them in his celebration where he's just like looking around and taking it all in. And that, bro, that is one of the greatest moments in Serie A history.
It is.
Hands down.
And that goal will show it to you the second we stop, because obviously we can't show it on air because of copyright reasons.
Yeah.
Serie A, please let us. Just a few things. We can skim through this list and then get to 3 things that happened in Serie A history that are quite funny, and then we'll get to our wisdom with the Wank segment. So first of all, do you know about Juan Bernabe?
No.
Juan
Amazing,
Bernabe
amazing, I'm
is
glad.
the Lazio falconer. They have a falconer because their mascot is a falcon.
I know what's coming.
It's an eagle, sorry. not a falcon,
I know what's coming.
yeah.
His penis operation.
Yes,
Yeah,
what's coming? Hey, don't push his buttons.
Don't push his button because he'll splooge all over your McNoodle. That's another one.
Oh my god! I remember
Um,
seeing this in match showing it to me, like, and I
Yeah.
was like, "What am I watching?"
He got some surgery done on his penis, essentially.
Good-looking
and,
cock.
And he decided he was so happy with it, he posted on social media. And then he was really like surprised when he lost his job. He couldn't believe it, and he barricaded himself in the facilities of Lazio, because he used to live there, I think, or something. And then there was a whole drama with trying to get him out and everything. But yes, it was extremely fun to follow.
What
Yes.
the fuck?
Juan Bernabe, that is. Atalanta, there are rumors of them being on that juice. That's a fun one as well. On steroids,
Just
essentially,
in
performance-enhancing drugs.
Atalanta in general.
Atalanta in general, they have this reputation, like it's something you need to know. And once, apparently, there was a surprise doping, a routine surprise doping kind of inspection, I guess.
Yeah.
And Gasperini, the manager at the time, apparently attacked them. Gasperini does this, by the way. I mean, there's a video of him throwing a panino at a fan as well, which is lovely.
Gasperini is coaching Roma right now.
No,
is
Roma,
that-
yeah.
there we go.
Bravo.
There we go. We're learning.
Fast
We're learning.
learner.
Come on.
Bravissimo, man.
Of course, you know that Allegri gets naked when he scores. Petania's lips. You
When
want to
he
take this one?
scores.
Sorry,
No,
when
when
he
he-
gets
Ah.
angry. Sorry.
I witnessed it firsthand in the Coppa Italia.
Exactly.
The one where Juve won.
Who is this
last
guy,
season.
bro?
Fucking
Who's
right,
this
dude.
fucking
We're here.
Leveling
dog,
up
bro?
as we go along.
You're right here right
I
now,
watched it with
baby.
my friends. I was with my friends. Who's Nick, bro? Nick, this is the new Nick. He knows about Serie A now.
Petagna. You know about Petagna?
The name rings a bell.
Because
Right,
we
if
met
you-
him when we
if
went to
you-
watch
oh,
Cagliari.
The
He's
one
that
that
guy.
is in the intro.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly,
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 exactly.
exactly.
Have you seen his lips?
I have seen his lips, but he looks like he's a big guy.
He is a
no,
big
no,
guy.
he is
He's
a big guy. He's a big guy.
In fact, I guess on the
He loves
spectrum,
life, man.
on the spectrum of Modric
He's not
to
on the
Basquerotto,
spectrum. Sorry.
Modric to Basquerotto, I think he's there. He's towards. He's Basquerotto leaning.
He's got a bit of honka-trunk.
Conca
You know what else he has? He has fucking... Man, I really need to beware because this guy is here for university, so
Yeah.
I'm doing
I
my
doubt
job
they
here.
make it past 1 hour 20. The guy looks like he could eat pussy very well.
I thought you were taking your time to see how you can put it diplomatically.
I tried. I made the decision. Does he not look up Petagna?
Petagna face, a good one. comes up.
Petagna face.
Nothing wrong with
Yeah,
it.
bro.
Pussy, right?
Am I wrong, man? Am I wrong?
Mm.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, I said this to Kian and Sarah. Did they agree with you? I doubt it.
I have no idea. I have no idea whether they agree with me or not.
This is the funniest observation you've ever made in your life, by the way.
No, but I you know what I mean, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. He looks like he has that dog in him because we all know he has that dog, right?
For sure.
He looks like a guy that's got a bit of an appetite as well. You know, he likes indulging. He's a
Yeah.
giver, man. He's a pleaser. He wants to make sure everyone is supplied
He
for.
extended his contract at Monza for half the salary. He's literally a giver.
Exactly, he's a giver, man. And
Yeah.
then with those lips, I mean, he'll make a woman very happy.
I will say, I've seen bigger lips. I've
Uh-huh.
seen bigger lips, but he's definitely looks like he indulges in some cat,
Yes, in some poo-tang.
in some poo-tang.
It's not entirely about the size of the lips, man.
It's the gaze.
It's the gaze.
It's everything.
The gaze.
Well, I know he's a very handsome man as well.
Why does blood kind of look like Keenan here, man?
That's true.
Keenan.
I remember to hit explicit on this one, Nick. Okay, now we're gonna add you to our Patreon group chat, of course.
Yes, big
one
one.
thing you need to be aware of is Cesco in general as a person. I'm sure.
Met Cesco before. So
Yes,
Uh-huh.
he is
multiple times.
absolutely unpredictable.
Definitely a character. We love
Yes,
you. We
yes,
love you,
yes.
Cesco.
When new patrons join, I give them a trigger warning. I give them like a heads up. I'm like, listen, the group chat ranges from very intellectual football chat to just the most unhinged Cesco posts.
Yeah.
There's also Cesco's cousin Luca, and his font is Comic Sans MS. So like whenever he sends a screenshot, everything is in Comic Sans, and everyone hates it, but he won't change it. And I think he does it to provoke.
He does it on like everyone would send, like I read this article,
Yeah.
he'll just screenshot the article himself and send it back. It's
I
And
like,
hate
people will
it.
be like, I hate your font, and he'll screenshot them saying I hate your font and post it in his font. Like
He's
man.
also two things. One of the loveliest guys I've ever met
Yeah.
in my life. Genuinely so fucking sweet.
Cool,
Like
cool.
it's
So sweet.
ridiculous. Secondly, you'd never guess, but he's an incredible goalkeeper.
he is
An
bro.
incredible goalkeeper.
He's like an eagle.
Like insane, bro.
Yeah.
Insane. Jabni Hazin, man. He got a save on me and a 5-a-side,
Yeah.
7-a-side. So
Yeah.
bigger goalposts. Ridiculous.
Wow.
Absolutely. When it comes to some Serie A Spotlight lore, once we went to watch Sassuolo and we were drinking in the street, and How was it, bro? What
Bro,
had
we
some
were
girls,
we were the four of us in a circle. We were smoking doinks and drinking beers. Okay, we're there in, I think, were we in Sassuolo, kids?
No.
No, we were just for a night out. You know, we're smoking,
Yeah.
we're drinking, and a cute girl comes up to us. Scusa, can I have a whatever? Can I have a lighter? Posso andare una fiamma?
Whatever.
And I go, yes, of course. And like, oh, she's like, what are you guys doing in Bologna? And we said, to our knowledge at least, we're gonna go watch Sassuolo tomorrow. And she goes, what? You play for Sassuolo? And we go, yes. And she goes, wait here. She runs away, gets all of her guy friends who come walking up to us, and they're like, you don't play for Sassuolo, eh? We're like, no way, like obviously. And she looks at me, bro. Honestly, it was so bizarre. But she gets her middle finger, puts it in my face. Her hand is trembling to the point it's rubbing
rage.
my
She was
nose
so
with
angry.
rage. So, fuck you. Fuck you. Spit flying in my face. Like,
She wouldn't believe you like
because
that.
we embarrassed her like in front of her friends, kind of thing. But
like,
you
like, come on,
see.
Sassuolo are playing tomorrow, bro. You think we'll be out here drinking?
Against Inter, like, man, we're out here smoking doinks and drinking Moretti, like, what do you think, dog?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
You ask stupid questions, you'll go and get a stupid answer.
That was crazy.
Amazing. You know Jennifer Coolidge?
Yeah, my girlfriend loves Jennifer Coolidge. I love Jennifer Coolidge. What's her name? She was on White Lotus.
Yes,
Yeah.
bro.
She's amazing in White
She
Lotus.
is.
She's hilarious. The gays are trying to murder
Trying
me.
to kill me.
Bernardeschi's coming back to Italy and he looks like her nowadays. Because he got a bunch of... yeah. he got some work done and it's not very flattering.
He is,
yeah.
but it's not flattering. I thought he looked better al natural, but I think it kind of works with the person because he went for that American Italian kind of. Let's just say he rocks it. He rocks it. He rocks
He's
it.
Bernardeschi. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely. I think when it comes to that, you need to know that we spent 3 years making fun of Gasperini's height only to realize that Matthew's as tall as him.
It's fucking bullshit, dog.
Crazy.
And you have to be with me on this one, man, because we saw.
Hold on. I'm tall as you. Am I as tall as
How
you?
tall are you, bro?
I don't know. Like I never.
I'm
I
like
never
5'8", 5'9", kind of thing.
I would say
I
I'm
mean, you're a
5'9",
bit
5'10".
shorter than us, Andy Art.
Yeah.
You
that
want to
might be
stand up
the-
for a sec, dog?
Am I gonna stand
No,
up?
no, I
Okay,
think
I'm
so
not.
that-
I'm not on the camera yet.
How are you gonna tell from here, guys?
I think you're taller.
Maybe could be. Maybe.
Oh, I got the dimensions totally wrong in the cover.
I
Okay.
think you're a bit taller than me.
It's fine because in the way we're set up here, I'm lower than you guys.
No, I'm taller than you.
Great.
then.
So yeah.
We also have a patron called Slooge McNoodle, and we have no idea who he is, and he keeps joining and unjoining and joining and unjoining and joining.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And you have no idea.
no idea who he is. We message him. We had the whole thing. Every episode would say like hashtag who is Slooge McNoodle, like, and he's never actually told us who he is.
People want to know, Slooge.
Why is he joining and unjoining?
We think it's financial unrest. We think maybe we upset him every now and then, but he's the man, dude.
Aye,
Free the Slooge.
free the slooge, bro. And just genuine. It comes to a point where I get a bit worried, man, about slooge. Like I don't know, man.
I hope he's okay.
Like I
If I get a
genuinely-
notification tomorrow-
just slooge. Do this your own way, but show us you're okay.
Yeah.
That's all. Just to show us
Slooge,
you're okay.
Give us a sign, Slooge.
Give us a sign,
Yes,
slooge.
All this patron talk makes me think that you guys should definitely become a patron. And I would like to say as well that I will be working on a very creative banner for us to have on becoming a patron that we can put up in the beginning of every episode. This would be my mission to start off.
My
but
guy.
We'll make it a bit funny as well. Maybe we can
My
add
guy.
some lore to the what we're talking about today. So
That's my guy.
Absolutely.
Thank you
become a
very
patron.
much.
Support
Amazing.
us. Yeah.
Amazing.
My guy. Thank you so much, bro.
We've almost covered everything from our lore, spot lore. We also have sporadic lisp syndrome, where every now and then, especially when we're drinking, one of us will say something like, I don't know, Bernardeschi, and it'll just come out for a second, and we'll often look at each other and we'll both look like we're gonna burst out laughing, and that happens very often. So have you ever-
you've ever noticed with me
Yeah.
That sometimes I get sporadic lisp syndrome.
Yeah,
It happens
just happens.
sometimes. Yeah.
You have wait, what's sporadic?
Sporadic.
Yeah,
Like
a bit
like
of
random.
every now and then.
What
an asshole.
There are a couple of like impressions you do that it comes out especially like no.
No, as in like I have a lisp sometimes. So
Yeah.
like
Ah,
sometimes
he gets
when
excited.
I'm talking, I get a bit of
When he
yeah.
forgets
Like
to
if I
swallow.
say, when I forget to swallow and I'm like saying a story and I'm speaking really fast and I say Jake.
Yeah.
You know
It
what's
happens.
crazy though? I haven't ever noticed it.
Okay.
In our group, like me and my girlfriend, him and his girlfriend, whenever it happens, we all pause and stare at him.
Bro, my worst thing that happens to
When
me,
you're
a bit
arguing.
of boy talk here, man, but I'll be arguing with Keith. And midway through the argument, I just say something and I lisp during the argument, bro. And she destroys me, man. She ruins
After the vaccine, man.
I didn't know I was speaking to Daffy fucking Doug, bro.
I'll probably notice this after a few episodes or something.
You'll get it now.
I'll
You'll
get it now.
hear. We speak for 2 hours and we drink, like, so you'll hear a few lisps here and there.
One thing that just puts you, it really like puts into picture how small Serie A can be on a scale like how like not how people still remain like community focused,
Humans,
right?
though.
Human, exactly. So this player of Cagliari lost his parrot, right? And he took to social media on like a page called like Lost Pets or something, whatever.
Like
he posted the
Rob's
whole
puppy
thing,
love.
yeah. He posted the whole thing like saying, "Hi, I'm missing my parrot. He responds to this name and whatever." Like, and he posted about it. They found his parrot. They returned him home, like, and he posted this picture of the parrot. We just think it's really funny. And after he found his parrot, bro, he became so good.
9 assists.
Yeah.
What?
9
Yeah.
assists.
Yeah,
9
in fact, we say
assists.
post parrot Augello. That's the thing.
He's leaving. I can't believe
Yeah,
he's leaving Cagliari, man.
Hopefully
Christ,
he's staying.
he gave me that day when we met Petagna and we watched Cagliari beat Atalanta 2-1, which was best day of our lives. Can we agree that was the best
That
day
was
of
the
my
best
life?
day of
Definitely.
my
Too
life, I think.
many things where I just went like, but I don't deserve what is happening to me right now. This is too good, kind of thing. Euphoric, literally. I played Augello on my Fantacalcio. Augello's that guy you take on Fantacalcio because he starts every game. So if
He's
you
like your
run out
last
of
slot.
defenders, at least you won't be a man down because you have Augello,
Yeah.
kind of thing. And he fucking scored, bro. And I'm like, I'm gonna play him. And I played him. And he scored, bro, in front of my eyes. And it was
Unbelievable.
crazy. And that guy that you have on your Fanta scored the winner.
Viola.
Viola.
Yeah, absolutely.
Both no longer at Cagliari now, unfortunately.
Yeah. Before we get to our wisdom with the wank segment, I just want to let you know of 3. Okay, one we've already talked about. We've already talked about Mussolini. Would you believe that Mussolini is not the only dictator's descendant to have played in Serie A? You know Gaddafi.
Yes, of course I know
Um,
Gaddafi. I'm old enough
Yeah.
to know
His-
Gaddafi.
Shara Muammar.
His son, Al-Sadi Gaddafi, played for 3 Serie A clubs.
Oh my
Yes,
god. man.
making a grand total of 2 appearances, paying the clubs to play for them. He played for Perugia, Udinese, and then went to Sampdoria. Failed the doping test. Yes, and
Wow,
was sent
okay.
back home. And apparently, yes, he used to play in Libya as well. And there was this whole thing that like none of the other players were allowed to have their names on their backs. Only he had his name on his back, and the commentator wasn't allowed to say anyone's name except for his when he got the
What?
ball. Yes, it was like a whole thing.
That's like
And-
that one scene from The Dictator.
Bro,
Yeah, but-
literally, bro,
entire
literally.
movie.
And once, apparently, during a football game, people started chanting against him, and the security over there, who were like pro Gaddafi, just opened fire on the crowd. Yes,
Like bullets.
yes, bro.
Did anyone die?
Yeah, bro. Many people died. Many people died. Yes, bro.
No
And then
way.
the opposing team's facilities were destroyed, like the next day, by the government. Gaddafi had their facilities destroyed. It's insane, bro. When you read into this stuff. So first I heard it on a podcast, all this
Uh-huh.
Gaddafi stuff, and I was like, they're surely exaggerating a bit. They're not. Google it. They're not exaggerating. The shit is
my
real.
brother
It
Muammar.
happened, like, yes. And also, up until recently, and by recently I mean like 2020, there was a North Korean playing in Serie A.
What?
With Cagliari.
How
His
was that even
name
possible?
was Han Kwang-son, and he wasn't allowed to do any like interviews or any press things. He was very low key. He was at Juve actually. He was at Juve under 23s. I believe he's a really talented player, but of course because of his situation, he didn't really have the time to flourish. We made 12 appearances for Cagliari, scoring 1 goal.
That's insane.
Yeah, bro, these things happen in Italy. It's fucking brilliant.
Wow, so much lore, so much
Hey, man.
interesting stuff. I'm gonna go home with so much, like, I don't know, new info. It's
Uh-huh.
You
crazy.
finna dream tonight.
I'm gonna dream.
Bro, I can't wait for the new season, bro. It's not even transfer season yet. Like,
Yeah.
it's so fucked. Wait, it
apparently-
is. It is July 1st.
Yeah, but I
Hello.
think wasn't it like put on hold for like the Club World Cup or something
Fucking
technically,
yawn.
whatever. Yes, and apparently league football is back in like 31 days. I saw. Crazy. I saw
League football is back.
I
in
saw something
31
like a
days.
countdown like that. On
Milan,
Twitter.
sign Yashari now.
Yeah. Wisdom with the wank.
Let's head to wisdom with the wank. And there he is on your screen.
He is
There
brilliant
he is.
in all his glory.
Nice.
Simeon Wankwo. This time I had to scroll a bit to get one because of course Salernitana have been relegated to Serie A. He posted a heartfelt thank you. I'm saying it's been a tough 4 years over there, but he thanks the club for everything. So I had to go back to April 2019 to find this quote. And this quote says, "The miracle is not on what you lost, but on what you have left. So use what's left for you to create your desired miracle." And we felt that.
Because the reason I felt that, bro, is... it's obvious the first part of what he says, no? The miracle is not what you lost,
But what you have
Right.
left.
but what you have left. So you use what you have left to make your own luck and to make your grander miracle.
Yeah.
To make the miracle that you earn and that you deserve. That is where gratitude comes in. That is where being grateful comes in for what you have left. And you use what you have left to reach happiness, whatever that may be.
That's beautiful. But it's also a paradox, isn't it?
Explain.
Because if you lose your desired miracle, then it's all about what you have left, no? That's the miracle. So in reality, your desired miracle isn't the miracle in itself, but it's what you actually have. That's the miracle. He's deep, huh?
He's a
He's a profound
smart guy.
man. Yeah.
Simi. Any comments on that, Nick?
I don't have any particular one. I haven't understood it fully, not gonna lie still to you
So-
guys. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I guess he's saying basically, don't focus on what you've lost, but on what you haven't lost.
He might just be too smart for me.
Yeah, and
Too
then he
smart
says-
for multiple people.
He says channel that to create your desired miracle.
The fuel, like you find the fuel after the city has been bombed. Like your city is in ruins, but you dig and you find that fuel and you use the fuel to create.
So you think this is like you use your trauma as fuel?
In a way. But this is the beauty.
It can be.
It's not over-explained.
Yes, that's it.
It's up for interpretation.
And
I
he wrote it
understand
himself.
that way.
That's what I love the most about these. You can easily Google them, copy and paste them. But he fucking writes them himself, and I love that.
What a guy.
The
What a
wank
guy.
will be in my mind tonight.
Absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes.
The wank is with us all.
The wank, our weekly wank, guys.
Weekly
This
wank.
This is our weekly wank
It
together.
grounds me, our weekly wank.
I love our weekly wank, man. We all come together.
So, thank you very much for
Yes.
giving us Nick as an intern, University of Malta.
How do you feel, Nick? How do you find this?
Oh, it's excellent. It's absolutely excellent. I've enjoyed every single second of this episode, this first episode or first of many. I'm very excited for the rest of it. Very excited to interact with the patrons, the fans. This is a very exciting time in my life. Very something different. I've never done a podcast before, so
Amazing.
I was very
It didn't show,
nervous.
bro.
I was very nervous coming in, but the right kind of nerves. I think I'm very, very happy here. So
No, you nailed it, dog, and we're extremely happy to have you.
Absolutely.
Like
So
you,
excited.
as Nick, as a human, as a friend of ours,
NIK,
but
by the way.
Nik,
Yeah.
yes, Nick, Nik,
Short
full
for what?
name.
Nothing.
Nothing. Short for Nick. But secondly, just we really believe in the work you're gonna do because we've seen your work and we know how good you are. And also just that it's nice for us to be able to focus a bit more on our prep for the pod and worry a bit less about like the editing and like after we record the putting together of the snippets and stuff. So you're helping us a tremendous amount, bro.
Absolutely.
So thank you very much.
Yes, an outsider perspective as well, someone to kind of ask questions when we're not clear. You know, it's absolutely great. And we are fans of your work. And whenever you make a snippet, I'm very excited to see what you do.
Yeah, I'm very excited to make some snippets coming up. Like I mean, I do a lot of it at my current job, so nice. Very excited.
Nice. Before we go, because we almost forgot, we give a shout out to Gij, by the way.
Yes.
Our listener from down under, from Australia, who visited Malta, and we actually watched Juve and the Club World Cup with them. We watched them get absolutely destroyed.
Yes. Congratulations to G and T. The gin and tonic couple recently married. They're currently on their honeymoon. They popped by. We had a few beers, had some pizza, and watched the game, like Jake said. But just beautiful. And can I just say, absolutely Serie A obsessed, probably a bit more than us. Him and his group of friends, and shout out to all of you guys. I wish I knew all your names. I know there's Sebastiano, is it?
Sebastiano, yes.
Sebastiano as well. Shout out to Sebastiano and shout out to all of you. I love what you guys do for your Asti on Fanta Calcio. He showed us everything.
I love your themed parties.
Man. And the girls as well, bro. The girls they all meet themselves and the kids. It's fantastic, really, and thank you guys so much for listening to us all the time. We love you. We hope we make those 5-hour Australian drives more bearable for you.
Yes, bro.
Love you all, guys. We'll catch you all next week. Ciao, ciao.
If you like Serie A or have ever liked it in the past, it's a good opportunity for you to listen once a week and you'll get filled in.
In the football weekend, that's like the main dish. But then a few days later, you drop your episode and that's like the dessert. And the dessert is just perfect.
It's good, the cake.
It makes it feel like we're all sitting in a room together, just BSing with each other.
The atmosphere is fantastic.
I promise nobody will ask you to send boob pics.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
I love how you go into so much detail and show so much passion towards each and every team. Literally, no team is left undiscussed.
When I listen to you, it's like I'm talking to you in a pub. It's like I'm chatting to a friend and you're chatting to me.